What's going on, y'all? It's me, Erica. Today is Wednesday, I believe. Yes, it is Wednesday. Mercury. It's cool in here. It's gonna be 105 degrees today. Is the high today. So you know I'm not here for it. But where I work, it's very cold in there. It's like 66 degrees in there where I work. Keep it cold. So that's what's going on. So first day of school for one of the little fellas. First day of school today, 5th grade, starting 5th grade, honey. And he's gonna be in the school by himself for the first time without his big brother. And he was excited. That's gonna be interesting to see how he does, because he really relies on his, even though they're only 18 months apart, he really relies on him like as a big brother. So this is his independent year, a year of independence. We're gonna see how that works out. But his brother did walk him to he walked him to the bus stop. So it was cute. Yeah, so that's that with that. Anything, I'm kind of like in this, I don't know what kind of mood I'm in today, like kind of mellow. I don't know, maybe emotional, maybe. I'm not particularly sure why. I did do a lot of chakra healing last night and this morning, so I don't know if I'm just open, but so that's might be what it is. And I wanted to talk about Nicki Minaj and Joe Budden and Charlemagne and her you know what happened over the weekend. Not over the weekend. What was that, Monday, when Queen Radio came on, and Joe was at Queen Radio and then she was on his podcast, and there are a lot of clips going around. I thought that I wanted to listen to the whole thing, and I know I do a lot of yelling, and I know that I'm super duper loud, but that Nicki Minaj is on, she's fire, and it's just loud, and it's like and there's nobody. Now maybe I would be just as obnoxious if I had people with me and I was cutting them off and yelling and screaming, and I don't know. It, to each his own, whatever. And Queen Radio is she always comes out when she has something coming out. But then there's also this thing going on with Trina and her A&R and the BAPS project. The BAPS song, I didn't like it. I thought I was looking forward to it, but I have this thing about Katrina Laverne. I have this thing about her where I don't think that she's almost like she just, the curl doesn't go all the way. And Trina is a legend. We want to say she's a legend, right? She's a woman of age. I think her and Nicki Minaj might be around the same age, right? I think she just started earlier. And I'm not paying attention. Let me move my chair up. And they had this project coming out, BAPS, and it's a cute song, and they use Project Chick, it was Cash Money song. So they claim that it took so long to come out because they had to get clearances, and and so the A&R went on Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva did it like an exclusive interview, and he was just explaining how he feels that it was a lot of, she didn't put forth effort to make the song pop. And there's a lot of people saying that she's not responsible, she's a feature and this and that. No, she's not. But in contrast, and in comparison to how she is promoting and putting forth the effort with the song Hot Girl Summer with Megan Thee Stallion, who is 10 years younger than Nicki Minaj. I have my own opinion about the Hot Girl. I haven't even listened to the Hot Girl Summer song. I haven't listened to anybody's verses. I've listened to Ty Dolla $ign and his hook which everybody knows that's what, you know, he does good in hooks and stuff on songs. He's like Nate Dogg, you know, he's our, just the millennials Nate Dogg, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't put forth the same type of effort, in his opinion. And when you put them together and you see, okay, here's a song with Trina and Nicki called Babs. It's cute, got a good hook. People are excited about it. Not a good hook, but a good, you know, sample. And I personally didn't feel the song was, you know, I don't know what it is with Trina. I think Trina is somebody who should have gone the direction of Rihanna. Like, Rihanna, I love Rihanna's music and probably own more than all her fucking CDs, maybe all of them, maybe all her albums, maybe like the beginning I didn't, the first 2 albums maybe I didn't own, but I know I own the one with all the writing on the side, and then the one with the crown on it, and then the one before that, and the one before that. I don't remember the name, Bad Girl something, I don't remember the name, but I know I like Rihanna's music that much that I will buy it. Now Trina, I mean, you know, and you see what Rihanna is doing with her. You know, Rihanna's not the greatest singer. We're not gonna play these games, okay? We're not gonna play these April games and say that, you know, she's not the greatest singer. She has a lot of personality. Her vibrations are, you know, people vibe with her. She has something that causes people to come back or want more. Trina doesn't. I don't know what it is about Trina, but she doesn't have that it factor for me. I think I do like her. I love her in interviews. I think she has a great personality, and she claims that she has all these businesses and stuff. I don't see anything that else that Trina is working on, and maybe she's just not on my radar because how I see her. But you know, I was excited about the song with Nicki Minaj because I know how Nicki goes on when she is on a song with somebody. I tend to like her when she's featured rather than, you know, her own songs. And I like some of Nicki's songs. I'm very hard on Nicki Minaj because of how she came into this game. And I think that has a lot to do with what she's saying on Joe Budden's radio, or Joe Budden's podcast, or her podcast, or Queen Radio, whatever. But with her and Trina, she didn't put forth the effort. They said that she put the video, she put a screenshot on her stories. You know, stories only last 24 hours. I wish there was an option to make them last 12 hours, because I'll be deleting the shit after. Honey, I delete shit after. I don't give a fuck how many how many comments, likes, or whatever. I'd be deleting shit. Just get rid of it. It's old, it's done. You've seen it, you said what you had to say, delete it. I'd be like that with my IG stories. I put the story up, and after a couple hours I'll be like, this is okay, take it down. You know, I wish there was an option to make it so they only last 12 hours instead of 24. But anyway, the point is that it's gone after 24 hours. And if you put it on your page, it lasts as long as you leave it there before deleting it. Well, Nicki Minaj only put it on her story. She didn't put it on her page. Now we're looking at Meg Thee Stallion and Hot Girl Summer. I believe that Nicki's just riding her wave. And for Meg Thee Stallion to have Nicki Minaj on her song, and then not, you know, Nicki Minaj's issues with Cardi B, and then her, you know, her other issues with other female rappers, or this idea that surrounds her, that she doesn't support other female rappers. Now, a lot of people say that's not true, and everybody has evidence of her giving shout outs to female rappers and doing things like that, and that's fine. But the behavior that is demonstrated with her and Trina is the behavior that people are often referring to. It's kind of a performative support. It's not really real. And even though the song is so old, and maybe it just wasn't doing anything, and they feel like it wasn't going to do anything, so she didn't want to put forth the effort. But I feel like she kept saying her song, her song. It's really our song. If it's you and her together, she's your feature. It's our song. So you would think she would put forth the effort, and the effort didn't match. So her A&R felt some kind of way. Trina hasn't. I don't know. You know, up until today, I don't know if Trina has said anything. Quite honestly, I wasn't looking for it. If I'm just going to be totally honest, you know, I had a whole day to process this, and I was like, I really don't care enough to figure out what Nicki Minaj's problem is. All I know is that she has an issue with people respecting her. And she keeps saying this every season. We get Nicki Minaj saying that somebody isn't respecting her. And it just reminds me of Little Kim. When Little Kim was at her age, at Nicki Minaj's age, that Nicki Minaj is now, and how Kim kept saying, nobody's respecting me. Kim got out of jail. Nobody's respecting me. I don't get the respect. Kim got out of jail. Nicki Minaj was the only person that was being pushed, and the only person that was being pushed into, you know, the public, into the general public, and able to, you know, what they refer to as mainstream. She was visible. She was being made more visible. And Kim kept saying, I want respect. I want respect. And everybody kept telling Little Kim, just make the music. Stop worrying about this girl respecting you. Because, you know, a lot of it was directed to Nicki Minaj, because Lil' Kim didn't feel like Nicki Minaj really respected her. And even just simply off the fact that you came out and you just bit her entire style, just everything. And you know, Barbs can say what they want. We've been there from the beginning. We saw Kim. Kim was a Barbie doll, honey. She was in the How Many Licks video in a box in a bar. You know, she was the Queen Bee before Beyonce called herself Queen Bee, or before her stans called her Queen Bee. She had all of that. And Nicki Minaj did not give the Little Kim the respect that Little Kim felt that she deserved from her. And I feel like if you are coming out and you dress like me, you doing the hair colors like me, you doing all of these things like me, talking, doing the voices, you doing all of these things like Kim, and yet and still there's this kind of like, you liked Kim at first and then you dissed her, and then it's like, what happened? But now you are asking like I said, every season Nicki Minaj is yelling because somebody is not giving her the respect that she feels that she deserves. And I just keep thinking about Kim. Like, this is the shit that Kim was talking about, and everybody kept telling Kim, just let the music speak for yourself. Megatron didn't do what I get, and then they dropped Megatron on the same day as Babs. That's not cool. That was not cool. You can't slice it any kind of way. If you have a song with another, if you support, I think all of the attention should have been on Trina. Trina hasn't been out in a long time. And I think all of the support should have been behind Trina. And then you could have released Megatron the next week. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know. And that's just how I see it. I feel like Nicki is asking for things that she didn't even give herself. And then, who are you asking for this? Because it doesn't seem like anyone is disrespecting you. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, who is she talking about? Then she goes on Joe Budden's podcast, or he comes to Queen Radio, and she's saying things like, these group of men wanted me not to win. So I don't know if she's playing the black woman, woe is me card, but it is very reminiscent to what Monique is doing. Monique Hicks, you know, Sydney's client. The same thing. You have all of these accomplishments, all of these chart positions, all of these awards, and yet and still you feel like you are not being respected. Who do you want respect from? And are you giving that respect that you're asking for? Are you really giving it? Or is this performative? And are you just saying that you're not getting the support because you don't have anything else to talk about? You don't have nothing else to talk about. Now you want to say nobody can speak to you unless your husband is speaking and all this other stuff. Don't speak to, I'm getting married, and don't speak to me unless you want to speak to my husband, because my husband, or my fiance, whatever she's calling him, he really waiting for one of y'all to say something and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, it's exhausting, and fire signs tend to exhaust me with all that rah-rah bullshit. And we in Leo season. Her mouth was too loud, cutting people's mics off. I was like, girl, okay, nobody's disrespecting you. Now, she caught Joe in a lie, or He said he never said anything about her being on Motorsport, and she played the tape. That was funny. Yeah, it was funny. Because she caught, he said he didn't say it, and then she immediately played the tape, and then, told him, cut his mic off. You want to be up here acting dumb, or you think I'm dumb. Now, I don't know. I don't know. And then he said something about her, having popped the pill, and you try to say, oh, I was on drugs and this and that. Your behavior looks like somebody who's dabbling in a little powder, dabbling in something, some kind of pill form or whatever. That is, and people are going to say that, and this is the industry that you work in. So, you popping pills, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who is it? I would like to know who is not respecting Nicki Minaj. Can somebody please tell me who is she talking to and who is she talking about? Because there's no people here. Like, I don't believe that anybody is plotting to take you down. If you really want to get honest, you're aging out, my love, and that's just what it is. And it's okay. It's okay. Everybody, it happens to everybody. And no, the men don't age out. Yes, they do age out. Do you see all the only person that's really has this longevity is Jay-Z, Nas. They're the ones they keep making from when they was 19 and 20 years old, and they still making albums and they 50 years old. You understand what I'm saying? You can do the same thing, but that does not mean that you have to. I think she would get further ahead if she really was truly a supportive person. I think what she's feeling is like, you're saying that you're respecting people and you say that you support people, but yet nobody is backing you up and nobody is screaming for you except for your fans. No one else, none of your peers, I should say, are speaking for you and up for you. Just like Monique. And it's this thing like, you deserve this level of respect that you're not giving. And so I think that's what she like, I want respect, but sweetheart, you're not giving it. But you say that you're giving it, but you know that you would get respect if you gave respect. That's just a natural order of things. That's just natural. So if you're not getting it, that means you're not giving it, sweetheart. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And it's the same thing with Monique, and they both happen to be Sagittariuses. They can never take accountability. I have never heard Nicki Minaj say, you know what, I probably could have been more supportive. And, you sonning everybody. Everybody is your son. Great. Everybody. Keep that same energy. Stop asking for respect, and you don't respect these people. I would like to know who is not respecting Nicki Minaj. Then she started talking about Charlamagne and Envy. It's just the same thing. I guess, what it is let me go after the people who the majority of our community they have beef with Joe Budden on a constant basis. They have beef with Charlamagne on a constant basis. Not so much Envy. She did mention Envy, but the thing is, Nicki Minaj, you can be critiqued. Monique, you can be critiqued. You can be critiqued, and people can have an opinion about your artwork, your art form, your music, your, anything anything that you put out for us to consume. We have the right to, before consuming it, inspect it and decide whether or not we want to consume it or not. So if you put it out for somebody to eat, I'm not just going to eat what you put in front of me. I need to see, matter of fact, I need to see who's in the kitchen. That's it. So, no, I don't know what this respect is. I don't know if her idea of respect means don't criticize me, don't critique me, don't hold me accountable. I don't know if that's her idea of what respect is. The same thing with Monique. This lack of accountability, it's going to breed people not wanting to support you or stand behind you, because I do find it odd that no one else besides her fans are saying she's not being respected. Who is not respecting you, my dear? I really would like to know. Because if somebody's saying, well, honey, she knew that Cardi was going to be on Motorsport, And then I didn't know that bitch was gonna be on there. I didn't know that bitch was gonna be on there. You caught that? Okay, great. You still now you on Hot Girl Summer, promoting it all on your page. You all happy with Meg Thee Stallion. You riding that young, tender wave. And good for her, because it looks like you are supporting her. It looks like you are supporting her and you're being supportive of her. But I don't see that. I see that old head riding a young what they call them, a young tender's wave. That's what I see. That's all that I see. Because you just met Meg Thee Stallion. Y'all ain't friends. You too old. You older than her. You her OG. If you really want to, you ain't her peer. And for her, it's an honor for you to be on her song. It's an honor for that. And you having a hot girl summer and it's fun and all this other stuff, but then the song isn't that great from the reviews that I'm hearing. But here's Nicki Minaj and Joe. This is all this hollering and screaming. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah. People who are smart enough to see that and feel like it's okay. And I would think that people who are smart enough to recognize that would not join in that. But in fact, it was the opposite. The people who I gave that respect to, who I thought was like, tag, I'm not going to ever forget the work Nicki's put in. Just like
Okay, so the work that you've put in, who is critiquing it? I just don't understand. Who is not giving you the props? You have the awards. You have the chart positions. What are you looking for? That's what I'm trying to understand. What is it that you're looking for? Because did you give it? Did you give what you're looking for, Onika? Because it's funny that I said what I said yesterday about the comparison between her and Monique, and Charlemagne called her Monica yesterday. He called her ass Monica. He said, and then Angela said, why you keep calling her Monica? He said, because I don't want her to end up like Monique. So I don't know where Charlemagne got that from, or it's just a clear parallel happening here. It's a pattern to me. I see a pattern between those two women. All that, no one respects me. I don't get the respect that I deserve. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. Maybe it's your approach. Maybe it's how you deal with people. Maybe it's how your support is not really there, because there's too many stories about how Nicki Minaj treats people and how she moves around. And maybe she feels she has to be a shrewd businesswoman in an industry that is male dominated. And that's okay. But don't say that you're supporting these women and nobody is coming out saying, yeah, she was supportive of me. There's stories coming out, and then not taking accountability. Like all these people that are standing in line saying that you treated them a certain way, none of them are telling the truth. All of them are lying on you. And what do they have to gain, Monique? What do they have to gain, Onika? What do they have to gain by lying on you? By saying that she didn't treat me right. She didn't do this. She didn't say this to me. She wasn't like this to me. She wasn't friendly to me. What would anybody have to gain by saying that? That's what I'm trying to understand. And I really would like to know who is not respecting you. That's all I want to know. Because I find it very odd. I just really find it extremely odd that she's saying this, and it comes out every 3-6 months, every 9 months. Here comes Nicki Minaj saying people don't respect her. So what the fuck are you talking about, homegirl? And who are you talking about? I'm trying to find this thing where that boy called her Onika.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee Show.
I'm trying to find it because he said, and I was like, oh, okay. So
one of the people who led that movement was Charlemagne. He teamed up with an ex of mine who knew he needed to hang on to me to get it.
So Safari was your manager. So like somebody said on Twitter, it's not too far-fetched that her husband will be her manager. And if that is the case, that will be the end of her. Because what are she has fragrances, she has all of these ventures. I don't know what Nicki Minaj is talking about. That's the reason why everybody's like, girl, you sound crazy as hell, because nobody is not
attention.
Not
he went over there and said many lies about me, and I couldn't say anything because I was in a relationship at that time. And so Charlamagne fed into that.
So you couldn't say anything if somebody was spreading lies on you. You couldn't say anything because you were in a relationship?
Because at the time there was another female rapper that everybody was pushing and hoping that if she put out a diss, once she put out a diss record on me, Nicki Minaj would disappear. And when they saw that,
nobody thinks anybody is gonna disappear based on a diss record. Did anybody think Nas was gonna disappear? Did anybody think that fucking KRS-One was gonna disappear? Did anybody think Eazy-E? Did anybody think Ice Cube? Did anybody think Dr. Dre? Did anybody think 50 Cent? Did anybody think that any of these rappers, when they're battling and putting out diss records, is going to eliminate that person's career? Nobody thinks that, girl. See, that's the okay. Let me calm down, because I said I wasn't going to get hyped over this bullshit.
Then they put that energy into someone else. It's never been about them liking another female rapper. It's just about them wanting to see, do I have enough power to get Nicki Minaj out of here?
I love Nicki Minaj.
That she's delusional. That's delusional. She's delusional. Why would anybody want to get you out of here? Bitch, you on every stage, winning every award. Who is trying to get you out of here? And how would it be possible for people who have no power to get you out? Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's so true. She's right.
If she really wants to believe that it's a group of men sitting in a conference room with her face on the screen plotting on how to stop her, then God bless her. But that's
not a group of men.
I don't think she meant that people were sitting around plotting, but she probably felt like, damn, everybody's coming at me.
Here's the thing.
Believe it.
Nikki
gotta be a plan.
Nikki and I have had conversations about this via phone calls, via text message. We've had these discussions about this hate train. It's not true. If she wants to believe that and wants her fans to believe that, it's cool. Now, Safari, in a wild case of events, Envy clearly chose a side. He chose Safari over Nicki. And just subject, Yee.
No, I'm bringing it back.
Oh. I didn't pick a side.
I'm bringing it back.
No, I just...
And that's not a threat. That's a fact. I will say that I'm not addressing men anymore. My husband will address y'all. Y'all address my husband if y'all got an issue with me, because he's dying to want to address y'all. Just know that we'll see you face to face. And shout out to the ghostwriters. If you a ghostwriter and you writing lyrics about me, we'll see.
So are you saying that nobody can diss you based on what? Who the fuck do you think you are? That's my question. Who do you really believe that you are, to where nobody, even a ghostwriter, can write a diss track or diss lyric about you? Who the fuck do you think you are? You are not running anything. And maybe that's what you're scared about, and you think that somebody can move you out with a diss record, girl? Are you that flimsy in your career? No, you're not, and it's clear that you're not. So then why do you come up with these ideas, these fake ideas? Ain't nobody against you. I don't know what the point is. I don't know why she's doing it. I don't know what she has coming out or what she's performing. I don't know. But she sounds delusional, and I would ask her, are you on something, girl? What are you taking to make you feel like this? What kind of weed, what strain of weed are you smoking to make you paranoid like this? Because you sound crazy.
I'm going to tell you something. Speaking of coming back, Safari and Envy's headlines both came back after they stopped messing with me.
Shut up.
And y'all were supposedly friends. Y'all both from Queens. I don't know what happened.
Behind all that other stuff, it's a human. People like DJ Envy, who was sending text messages today, but who was one of the people who I thought was my friend, who was up there.
So my thing is, this is Nicki Minaj's thing. If we are cool, you cannot be cool with another person, another rapper. You cannot promote or talk about or give props to another rapper. See, she's still stuck in that old school mindset where there's only one queen, and men have nurtured that idea and that trope in the music industry, and women fall for it because they want to be the only queen. I'm the queen of the record label. I'm the only woman who can be on this record label. I'm this, I'm that. So women have subscribed to that there's only one woman at a time. And I think Nicki Minaj is sitting in that old school idea. Because why is it that you believe that Envy is not your friend because he's playing a Cardi B record? Why do you feel like Charlamagne is not cool with you because he is promoting Remy Ma? And why is it that you have an issue with them promoting another woman? Because then that only feeds the idea that you don't support other women, because why would you have a problem with it? And then critique you or compare your records, because you know there's going to be a comparison. That is the record industry. Compare the women, compare the men. But now, and then you said, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I will only beef with men. You've said that before. You will only beef with men. And now the men, if they want to beef with you, now they got to talk to your husband, girl.
Trying to.
Has never said a bad word about a soul.
That's a lie.
Yeah, that's not true.
You're not serious, are you?
I'm with you, Nikki.
I always thought he was one of my friends, and then all of a sudden, it was just a lot of things, and I couldn't believe it. Like, that was the one thing that I was just floored.
Nobody can critique her.
You know who did stay down with Nicki throughout all this, though?
Who?
Clue.
Big head DJ Clue.
Well, first of all, I did not text Nicki Minaj yesterday. I don't even have Nicki put this in music. I love when she talks spicy. That's what I said to Booth. And
listen, it went south when I said Anaconda was whack, but the moral of the story is I love Nicki Minaj. And the respect she is telling everybody she deserves, she has already. I have gotten on this radio a million times.
She has.
I said this
So
whole
what is she
new wave
talking
of female
about?
rap is because of Nicki Minaj. She is the leader of the new school when it comes to female MCs, and nobody can take that away from her.
Yes, and
we love you, Nikki.
I love Nicki Minaj. Drop a bomb for Nicki Minaj.
Nikki, we love you. And I'm gonna tell you something. Them damn barbs, the barbs will never relay any of the positive energy.
Your mother raised you.
Oh my God.
Properly.
Oh, so your mother raised you to accuse people of being intelligent and powerful. I am, like you said, right? I'm so powerful, right, Joe?
Or because my mother raised me properly.
Oh, so your mother raised you to accuse people of being on drugs? That's what your mother raised you to? Your mother raised you. Your mother raised you. Yeah, you got tearing down women when they can't defend themselves.
Ooh.
Damn.
All right.
Joe Budden tearing. Is she talking about Crystal? I don't know who she talking about. But that card tearing down women, I don't know what she talking. Y'all tell me who Joe tears down. I just want to know. So just let me know.
Wow.
Shout out to Mama Button too, man. She's a very, very pleasant woman.
But did they ever talk about? Was she doing drugs tonight?
Well, we're gonna get to that right now.
Who gives a what you asked?
The difference in being on drugs and popping a pill. You can't say you've never popped a pill.
I can't find the.
But then accuse somebody of being on drugs is the difference.
Naj said, "We still recording your show, right? I'm ready."
I can't find the part where he called her Monica. But he called her Monica on one of the things because said that she was gonna be don't let your story end like Monique's. And that's every 6 months or 3 months you coming up with some idea that somebody is against you and somebody's not respecting you. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. And that's why people asking you what kind of fucking dope you're on, girl, because you sound crazy as hell and erratic for no reason. And why are you getting all rah-rah? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to prove? Did you tell somebody nobody respects you, so you got to perform that bit? I don't get it. Anyways, that's my time, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. I don't know.
And that's it. Because
you can't
I
just
do
speak
love
those
Nikki.
words. You gotta talk that talk and walk that walk.
Nikki, we love you. We just don't want you to become the rap game's Monique.
Y'all banned her from up here.
Nikki, we just don't want you to become the rap game's Monique. We don't want you blaming everybody but yourself for whatever issues you may have. Don't make us start calling you Monica. But we love you for real.
All
Tell her
right.
that.
Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your